If you're applying to a highly ranked MBA program soon, you already know you'll be expected to show leadership. But what if you're light on leadership and extracurriculars? Is it too late? You know what they say, the best time to start was yesterday or last year, but the next best time is today. Now, sure, I know you can't manufacture a promotion overnight, but with those few months before the deadline, you can create the space to add something new and make it meaningful. Even one or two thoughtful additions can change how your entire story reads. They can turn a solid resume into one that signals momentum, leadership, and range. And that brings me to the good news. Here's what you can do. These are real examples from my own successful MBA candidates, initiatives they added just months, even weeks before the deadline. You can step up to lead a project at work. You can raise your hand to join something cross functional, like a task force or a committee. You can start something you've been meaning to do at work, in your community, or in your spare time simply. Small, intentional moves now can lead to real outcomes pretty soon. But here's what I see happen far too often. Candidates hold back because they're worried the outcome will think they only did it for the sake of the application. And I always ask them, what's worse? To be rejected because you are too light on leadership and extracurriculars, or to give yourself a fighting chance? Because the truth is, the outcomes aren't cynical about growth. They want to see that you recognized a gap and you acted on it. That's what initiative looks like. So find a space where you can contribute and go for it. Join an employee resource group and take on a more visible role. Volunteer for something that reflects your values. Drive something that didn't exist before you. I've had candidates do all of these things and more just by being thoughtful, proactive, and a little bit bold. Here's what that's looked like in real life. One candidate launched a mentorship program at her company that's still running 2 years later. Another overhauled the onboarding process using AI tools to improve training for new interns. One organized a 5K race during the pandemic to raise funds for local Asian owned businesses. Another joined iMentor and used that experience to highlight their commitment to equity and access. One ran a small Etsy shop selling small fashion items they made, with all proceeds going to a charity they cared deeply about. These weren't long term legacy projects. They were quick, creative ways to show initiative, leadership, and momentum. And they made a difference in their communities and in their MBA applications. So, no, it's not too late, not even close, because the actions you take now, they can become bullet points on your MBA admissions resume, strong ones. So, here's what I want you to remember: you don't need to be promoted to show growth. You don't need to switch roles to show initiative. And you don't need to be a McKinsey or BCG to prove you're ready for business school. If you missed that video, go watch it next. You'll learn a lot about what is really at stake if you don't have a brand name undergrad or employer on your resume. But you do need to take ownership of your narrative. And the earlier you do that, the stronger your MBA application will be. And if you want help doing this, stay in touch. Subscribe to this channel. Next week, I'll talk about creating a strong career vision for your MBA application. Join my Sunday at Com newsletter for weekly insights and strategy. The link is in the description. Or join MBA ABC, my group coaching community, which opens twice a year, once for each round. Either way, the most important point here is this: don't wait. Start building the version of your MBA story you want to submit, and let that be the version that pushes your whole application forward.